Atty.Jack of Popkin.Shamir.Golan Law Offices is here with us today for Immigration Update. He has 40 years of experience as an immigration lawyer. Now, this program is for the general information of all our listeners and viewers from various communities all over the world. But for your specific situation, it's always best to consult with him for free consultation. You can call him at 213-383-3222. Now, write down this address. If you're in Los Angeles, his office is located at 3250, that's 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite 1918, Los Angeles, California, 90010. Thank you so much for joining us today, Atty.Jack.Golan.
I'm always happy to be with you and your listeners.
Well, thank you for the community service, and I'm sure that all our listeners and viewers are waiting for the latest news developments. What are the latest news on immigration, Atty.Golan?
Well, the latest news are actually going on right now behind closed doors at the Supreme Court of the United States in Washington, D.C. A few days ago, on April 18, the Supreme Court heard oral arguments, 2 hours of 4 lawyers discussing and arguing about the President's executive order to issue special temporary status for parents of American citizen children. As you know, this thing has been going on now for more than a year, and it has been stuck in the court, first in the Federal District Court in Texas, then in the 5th Circuit Court of Appeals in Louisiana, and now it finally reached the Supreme Court of the United States. The President wanted to grant temporary status for parents of American citizen children, permitting those parents to stay in the United States and to be employed legally for a temporary period of 3 years. However, the state of Texas filed a lawsuit against the government, and a federal judge in Texas issued an order, an injunction, to stop this program. And it has been going on on various appeals in the federal court system, and finally, last week on April 18, this whole matter was discussed and argued in the Supreme Court. We expect the Supreme Court will issue a decision by the end of June this year, in approximately 2 months, and then we finally know, maybe, if the President programs can go on or is buried forever. This is the latest news.
All right. So what happens next if it's if it's a positive development and something happens and it goes through? What happens next, Atty.Golan?
If the Supreme Court decides in favor of the President, then the government will begin receiving applications from parents of American citizen children if they meet certain qualifications, and will issue them cards which would be employment permits and also sort of immunity against protection against deportation for the next 3 years. After that, we don't know what will happen to those people. There is an estimate that the number of people who would be or who could be eligible for this particular program is approximately 4 million people.
Wow.
There are about 4 million people in the United States who have children who are American citizens and who could benefit from this program. What will happen to those people after the first 3 years expire? We don't know at this time.
It's always to be ready. Always good to be ready and be prepared. So what would you advise or recommend for people to prepare now in case it happens?
Well, what they need to prepare is some personal documents, which means their certificate of birth, their marriage certificates, and most important, the marriage certificates of the children to show that their children are American citizens. Sometimes those people may have children who were not born in the U.S. but still became citizens one way or another. They need to have documents. They need to have documents showing the relationship with those children and that their status is as American citizen. The other thing you need, those people should prepare, is documents to show their long stay in the United States. Most useful for this would be income tax returns to show that those people were employed and filed income tax returns for a period of, let's say, 5 years, and this would prove that their physical presence in the U.S. for at least 5 years. Mm-hmm. If they don't have income tax returns, maybe they have some other documents to show that they have been in the U.S. continuously for a number of years. Of course, those people would also need to show that they have a clean record, no criminal conviction of serious matters, but this will be done by the Immigration Service after they file the applications.
Mm-hmm. And I suppose they will be going through some screening process or interviews.
Most of them will probably not go through interviews. Most of the people will be adjudicated. Most of the applications would be adjudicated based on the applications. Many of them can expect to get what we call RFEs, or requests for evidence, where the government will ask for some additional documents, and most of the applications would be decided only on the papers. I assume that only a small number would be called for personal interviews.
Mm-hmm. That would be wonderful news, Attorney Golan. Now, in terms of the other developments with regards to DACA, a lot of people are asking about this. They haven't heard about it.
DACA, there are two DACA programs. DACA is for people who came to the United States as young children. And there are two DACA programs. One is in effect and going on. This is the original DACA that was announced in 2012. And people who are eligible for that program can go ahead, file their applications, and get their employment cards. And many of those people are already filing for an extension because the original application and the original cards were good for 2 years, and they are eligible to file for a renewal and get another 2 years. Don't forget, this program began in 2012. There is a second DACA program which was connected to the President's program for parents of children. And this was, and the intention of this second program was to lift or to remove some of the age restrictions on the original DACA program and to extend the period of the cards from 2 years to 3 years. However, this second DACA program is stuck in the court together with the program for parents of American children. So the original DACA, the first DACA program, which is limited to people who came to the U.S. as young children under age 16 and have not reached age 31 in 2012, those people can go ahead and file for the DACA card even now.
Mm-hmm. May we know, Attorney Golan, if there had been some approvals for the first DACA program?
Oh, there have been many approvals.
Mm-hmm.
Many approvals. At least maybe 500,000 or 600,000 people, young people, of course, they received their approvals, received their employment permits, and they really enjoy the benefits of this program.
We're talking to Atty.Jack Golan of Popkin.Shamir.Golan Law Offices, and his telephone number is 213-383-3222. The address of the law office is 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite 1918, Los Angeles, California. That's 90010. We'll be back for more immigration update news on the air.